Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited. Today we're at Ayob and Elmar's Fashion Cafe in Oriental Hotel, Lagos. I'm so excited because we just finished shooting her lookbook show where I was the model. And I just said, I'm going to speak to the designer. Let's find out some rules of success. Because Ayob and Elmar, the designer, has been in the industry for about, this is 5 years now?
No, 7.
7 years,
yes.
Oh yeah. But you moved, when did you move to Lagos?
I moved to Lagos in 2013. Yeah, it was a soft transitioning. So, yeah, I'd say 2012, 2013.
How has it been, working in the industry?
Ooh, it's been tough, Sharon.
What do you
It's been
I mean,
tough.
I have designers that are following me or subscribe. What do you say the challenges you face as a designer in Nigeria?
I would say the first thing, for me personally, I mean, we talk a lot about power.
Yeah.
But I think I'll be able to cope better with power if you have the right staff. It's very important that you have the right team.
Yeah.
You're not anywhere without the right team. The right team is absolutely important. Yeah. So you need to be able to strike a balance. You need to know how to deal with people, how to manage people. And most artisans may not be as learned as you are. They may not have gone to higher education. They may not have, gone to universities, done their masters abroad. So you need to be able to cope and relate and manage this kind of people. And we're Africans. We're very tribalistic. We're very sensitive about a lot of things. We're very, especially if it's the Yoruba tribe, people are very sensitive about how they're spoken to. So there are a lot of things you need to be able to merge and manage and talk to people the right way, get your message across. So staff is very, very important. Your team really makes you. So that is absolutely a challenge if you cannot manage that.
Yeah. Okay, so I know that you're based in, she's based in Vienna and you're based in Lagos as well. And then you have this fashion store and then you have your production house. There's a lot going on. Give us a secret. How do you manage or how do you juggle moving around between Vienna and Lagos?
When people ask me that question a lot, and I just say you just buy a ticket and get on the flight. Literally,
it's not easy to just get on the flight. You have to do this is work. Sometimes
go to the airport, sit on your flight, and come back.
We wish it was that easy. No, it's definitely.
I mean.
People have to know the truth. It's not easy.
It is not easy at all.
Yeah, I think
when I was in my, I started studying fashion when I was 26, 27. Now I'm 34.
Yeah.
And at that time it was a lot easier. It was easy to, now I get on the flight, I come to Lagos, and I land at 9 p.m. and the next day at 8 a.m. I have a meeting. So honestly, I don't know how I do it. I think it's just some grace to work like a machine.
I think when people say if you love something, you find
I just keep going. Like I was saying to my friends, I've not had a break. I got back to Lagos on the 29th of October. Yeah. I went to Vienna once in between. I've not had a day off since then. So when I go to Vienna and people write me on WhatsApp and they're like, oh, it's cool, you're resting, I get really angry. I'm like, I didn't come to rest. I came home and I'm still working because this is home as well. So it's like a lot of work back. I've not had a day off since October. It's a lot of work back to back to back to back. Even when you go partying, Sharon, it's still work. Because most of the times you show up because you have to show up, you know? It's not like you decided to be at a party. It's different, When you party, it's like networking. You have to be on your best behavior. You're tired, but then you have to cover it up, take a shower, get dressed and go. So it is tough, I wouldn't lie.
What would you say is the benefits of working in the African fashion industry in general? What do you love most about working?
For me, the greatest benefit, I think for anyone, maybe because I speak more than 2 languages, the greatest benefit of working in an African market where you can speak their language is the language, I tell you. Otherwise, people are going to dupe you. You're going to buy things for 5, 6 times the prices. You need to be able to relate to the community that you market from, So I think I'm very happy that I live in Lagos, that I speak Yoruba fluently. When I'm in the market, people will say, they think I don't understand Yoruba. They always call me everything. I'm a Senegal, I'm Ghana, because of my hair or whatever. I don't know. It's happened to me often that people just refuse to accept in the market that I'm Yoruba. Because they expect a Yoruba woman to look a certain way. So I'm lucky that I speak the language, that I can bargain properly, that I can get the best deals, that I can speak pidgin. I think it's very important, just the way that living in Vienna, I have to be able to speak German fluently. I have to be able to relate to the people. I think it's very important, and it's a benefit for sure.
So I have to ask this question because I know that I talk about branding and rebranding a lot on my channel. I remember at the point, like when you first started, you used to produce like a lot of edgy stuff, like very edgy. You see like buttons, stones,
leathers,
buckles,
metals.
like I remember very well. I loved your collection. That was in 2013, LFDW. But at some point, I noticed that you rebranded. You moved from one doing more edgy stuff to more easy to wear stuff. Let me put it that way, ready to wear stuff. Why did you rebrand, or what inspired that move?
So every time I do a collection, I ask myself, what is it for? What am I doing a collection for? Now, I remember last year, Lagos at 50 asked me to do a runway collection, and I loved the pieces people were, in fact, it was an amazing collection. I was absolutely in love with the collection, and so were a lot of people. And I got a lot of very positive feedback. Now, there's a difference between doing a collection that you do for the runway. In my world, as a designer, as someone who has an education in fashion design, if I do a collection for the runway, I put in a certain kind of creativity because I'm not looking to sell it. So the end goal is not my customer, it's not the consumer. The end goal is a stylist who needs something very edgy. The end goal is me just satisfying a creative urge. So when I do that kind of collection, it's not about selling it. But when I do an Eye of an Elmar collection that is not going on the runway, that I'm doing because they need to hang on the racks in here, then I need to think about the consumer. I need to think, okay, why is this person going to buy this? Are they going to be able to wear it? So it depends on what I'm doing the collection for. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I've not been doing runways lately. The only runway I've done lately was Lagos at 50 because they asked me to, and it was very, very beautiful. It was, talking about Lagos, how Lagos was in the 80s. So I bought a lot of ashoke, like very, very antique ashoke. So I went to Ibadan, I went to Osun State, and I bought ashoke from women who were in their 90s. So, and I turned that into, it was so beautiful. So that was for that purpose. But when I do a collection to sell, I do it differently.
Okay, so speaking about collection and runway, I know that designers have to pay. Designers have to pay some certain amount of money for some particular runway platforms to cover logistics and a few other things that they charge you for. Yeah. Do you think that runway is an essential or is important for designers to show on the runway to sell? Do you have to? What do you think it does for you, a designer? How does it help a designer? If you don't have the money, do you have to find the money to pay for these things because it's good? What do you think about runways in general?
I think that runway in Africa is not where it is supposed to be. We're not there yet. And of course, we're going to get there. Soon. And we need to start from somewhere. But if you are a designer and you're not doing runway, you shouldn't kill yourself. It's not, don't break your neck, don't break your leg over it. It's really not worth it, because for me, when I was studying fashion, I had professors who had been in the Paris fashion industry for 20 years. And, I understand that a runway is a place of business. Yeah. You have buyers sitting in front. So that's why runways are usually 6 months ahead of the time that you see it on TV. So if you want to sell something in the winter, you start showing it in February, and the winter won't come until October. Yeah. So that's because the buyers in the crowd are telling you, give me 20 pieces of that, give me 100 of this, give me 200. We don't have that in Africa yet.
That's true.
It's just a place to have fun and enjoy. It's just a place to network. It's just a place to be, to gain awareness. It's not bad, but don't kill yourself if you can't be there, because at the end of the day, it's not like you may not even make any sales. You're just going to probably get some awareness, which is not bad, but it's not a do or die affair.
How does designer and celebrity collaboration help a brand? Help sell a brand?
For me, collaborating with Omani Oboli has been great. I've known Omani since 2014, and it's been a great collaboration because she's been able, it's a very synergetic relationship, and we've been able to benefit off each other. There is my expertise as a fashion designer, as someone who studied fashion, who knows the industry, who's been around for a while. And then there is her as you know, coming from her industry as a filmmaker and exposing each other to what we didn't know. You know, so a lot of people have been at the cafe that wouldn't have been there because, you know, they are Omani's connects. So that collaboration has been great. So it's really like, it's a very mutually beneficial relationship, and I'm really happy that we you know, and if you collaborate with someone, make sure they want it. Omani really wants the brand, you know, so that you're not running after them and begging them and then you're crawling behind them. Omani wanted to have a brand. I didn't choose her. She chose to work with me because we've been working together and she wanted to have a brand, and it was a great collaboration.
Like, I can't say it enough. Ayos has given us good tips and I love them all. See you next time on the blog.